In the realm of database programming, securing your applications against potential threats is paramount. One of the most effective techniques to enhance security is the use of parameterized queries. This lesson will delve into what parameterized queries are, why they're essential for security, and how to implement them in Python with MySQL. Don't worry if this feels new at first. This section covers what are parameterized queries. Parameterized queries, also known as prepared statements, are a way to execute SQL queries safely by separating SQL code from the data being queried. This method helps prevent SQL injection attacks, a common attack vector where malicious users can manipulate SQL statements by inserting harmful input. Now, why use parameterized queries? Using parameterized queries offers several advantages. First, security. They protect against SQL injection, ensuring that user input is treated as data and not executable code. Also, performance. Prepared statements can be compiled once and executed multiple times with different parameters, which can improve performance in certain scenarios. Finally, readability. They make your SQL queries cleaner, as the SQL logic is clearly separated from the data. Let's move on to implementing parameterized queries in Python. To utilize parameterized queries in Python, you need to use a library that supports database operations, such as MySQL connector Python. Below is a step-by-step guide to using parameterized queries. This section covers Step 1. Install MySQL connector. Before you begin, ensure you have the MySQL connector installed. You can install it using pip. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. Now, Step 2. Establish a database connection. Start by importing the necessary library and establishing a connection to your MySQL database. I'll let you read the examples on screen rather than reading every line aloud. Let's move on to Step 3. Create a cursor object. A cursor object allows you to interact with the database. You can create it using the connection object. This example demonstrates creating something new. Review the sample on screen. This section covers Step 4. Write a parameterized query. Now, let's write a parameterized query to insert user data into a table. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. In this example, %s acts as a placeholder for the values that will be provided. Now, Step 5. Commit the changes. Once you have executed the query, don't forget to commit your changes to the database. I'll let you read the examples on screen rather than reading every line aloud. Let's move on to Step 6. Close the cursor and connection. Finally, it's essential to close both the cursor and the connection to prevent memory leaks. See the example on this slide. Pause if you want to study the details. Now we're on complete example. Here's a complete example that combines all the steps mentioned above. I'll let you read the examples on screen rather than reading every line aloud. In this example, we safely insert a new user into the users table using a parameterized query, effectively mitigating the risk of SQL injection. In this lesson, we explored the concept of parameterized queries, their importance in securing database applications, and how to implement them in Python using MySQL. Remember, using parameterized queries is a best practice that enhances both the security and performance of your database interactions. Now put what you've learned into practice. First, modify the example to insert multiple users using a loop. Also, change the parameterized query to update a user's email based on their username. Finally, experiment with error handling by intentionally providing invalid data.